This build can solo wave 50, by no means an achievement nowadays, but for the newer players trying to get their first wave 50 done, or just trying to get into mob spam PvE in general, this video should be able to help you out. In this video, I'll run over a lot of information, so grab a snack or something and enjoy. Oh, and once again, timestamps and build to use will be in the description, so feel free to skip accordingly. Although I do recommend watching through so I can make some money through your watch time. There's a lot to run through. I'll start off with the mantras. I've done a lot of testing and I highly recommend this mantra setup. Here's the gems and modifiers for the mantras. Change them around to your liking. Gems and mods are subjective, however I do not recommend putting on Bloodless or Wayward, because Bloodless has a healing cap, but you're losing a whole 20% of damage from the mantra. 9 times out of 10, the heal is not worth the damage lost. Wayward is pretty hard to utilize in Diluvian, but I do not recommend it entirely honestly. Now, when you're looking through the talents I chose on the build, you'll notice that I don't run Lose Your Mind or Piercing Will. Why? Lose Your Mind makes it harder to regain sanity, which in my opinion just isn't worth the minuscule damage boost you'll receive. A realistic look at how much damage you'll gain before shivering while factoring in Unfazed is like 5%. In short, you're just better off spamming sanity downside bells, or if you just don't like having any insanity at all. Another corrupt downside I recommend is actually blood downside. This take makes absolutely zero sense until you realize that every 5 waves in Diluvian, you get a break, and during that break you get all your survival basics replenished. This includes blood, so you can keep on using it throughout and you pretty much just don't have a downside. Speaking about bells, there are 2 really easy to use bells that I recommend. That being Corrupt Payback and Corrupt Sacred Field. Now I don't actually know how good Payback is right now due to it receiving a damage cap. I don't know if the damage cap affects practical use of Diluvian, nor do I really care, since Sacred Field is a lot easier to use anyway. Just click C and receive less damage. Make sure you test the field's type, by the way. You can do so by comparing damage taken with field and without. You want the physical variant. I actually wanted to make this video just to give me an excuse to be able to talk on this topic. There is zero evidence of a 50 DVM soft cap. It just straight up doesn't exist. Go max monster armor, then go all in on DVM. There's no point of stopping at 50. Another surprising one is that having too much pen in PvE is actually bad. I found that the sweet spot for pen is just at 6 Song Chant, paired with Thresher Claws, allowing you to kill low HP mobs faster while staggering high HP mobs more often. Going any more pen is less efficient on average. This means you should always just run Ignition Deep Delver for Diluvian due to it having high physical resistance, and its talent that allows you to parry unparryable moves. That was a lot to run through, but I gotta cut this part short because the video would literally take forever if I went over everything, so we're moving on to specific wave strategies. Anything from wave 11 to 19 is kinda just free, so I won't be going over it, but you just wanna M1 and then mantra. You just repeat that over and over, and you won't die. Wave 20, this is where people panic because they see the hollow wave modifier, and it's like, you're not getting health packs from this wave. It's not all that scary once you realize that you can just run away to force a spin, and then you AP frame abuse, spam M1, whatever. Wave 22, Squibbo. Big spooky Squid Tyson. You can do the same strategy, but you can also easily guard break all of them by using Radiant Dawn. Radiant Dawn is a guard break that is fully uncancelable once the move happens, so yeah, use it. This wave looks scary because you see the Widow, but you could just use a DPS combo on the Widow. It's very satisfying and you pretty much just get a wave cleared here. Save your mantras on wave 24, you want to just M1 your way through in preparation for wave 25. Bounder AI is broken, so you can just lure one at a time. This is a DPS combo, by the way. If done correctly, you shouldn't touch the ground at all. If Metal Rain doesn't keep you in the air, that means you did it too late. Wave 26, you want to pay attention to the Sand Knight's position, and you want to avoid them. Deal with the Sharkos first, and then you DPS combo the Sand Knights. Wave 28, same idea as 20 and 22. You want to get rid of the Enforcer and Squibbo through forcing the Enforcer to spin, and then you auto parry abuse, but you could also just Radiant Dawn onto them, that works too. Wave 30 is annoying because the Carbuncles apply hit stun, but you can kind of just play extremely passive and you'll be fine. Even if you slip up, vent into Rocket Lance. Works 90% of the time. Wave 31, notorious for being the hit stun wave. Just run around for a little bit when the wave starts because the Golem's AI is actually currently broken and they will eventually end up just attacking each other. Once they do, you then want to isolate the Squibbo. Once it's just the Golems left, just Metal Rain and Blinding Dawn. And don't use short range mantras like Oxidizing Rush and Rocket Lance, because that for some reason triggers the aggro, but things like Caltrops, Metal Rain, Blinding Dawn doesn't trigger the aggro somehow. Why'd they have to make it apply in Diluvian, dude? Wave 33 is the Hive Mech wave. That means stare at the hive mech. It's the only thing that can kill you during this wave. And the reason is because its meteor slam does like 3 bars of damage. All the other mobs combined won't even deal as much as a hive mech in one attack. But otherwise, this is just another fodder wave. Wave 35, you want to get a Blinding Dawn off as soon as the wave starts. This is so you can damage the enforcers a bit. The thing that makes this wave different from others is the fact that everything's shadow attuned. Refrain from using mantras since you can proc Metal Eater and just end up with 0 armor. I hope I don't need to explain why having no armor is bad. Just play it patiently until enforcers are gone. Wave 36 is a fodder wave, except for the fact that there are carbuncles. You want to play around them, or if you're already getting cooked by them, yet again, vent into rocket lands. It buys you a lot of time. Wave 37 is a really fun wave. However, the mobs on this wave deal insane amounts of damage. You can kinda just spam mantras and try your best to not get grabbed by the owl. Also, for this wave in specific, don't do the DPS combo. You want to stay grounded because you want to deal damage to the crawlers as well. On wave 38, I recommend starting off by doing the DPS combo on one of the lionfishes. I didn't manage to pull it off because I suck, but it's whatever. The wave is still really easy even without it. You want to target one singular mob at a time. Picking them out one by one is probably the easiest way to deal with this wave. Wave 39 is annoying due to 0 health packs, but Grand Feast solves that issue. Just only M1 to get rid of the annoying mobs at the start. Once it's just the angels left, you spam Radiant Dawn and M1 Feint Iron Slam into either Oxidizing Rush or Rocket Lance. Now, wave 40 is where things actually get difficult. Start off the wave by targeting the Enforcer. Once that's dead, the wave is pretty much free. Go for the DPS combo on the Widow first, then you spam it on the Sand Knight. Sand Knight has an insane amount of HP. You also want to pay attention to both enemies to make sure it's safe to do so. For this wave, I highly suggest pre-popping Sacred Field before the wave starts, and 100% recommend watching your HP more closely. Wave 41 to 46 are the most annoying waves in the Illuvian. You want to pop Blinding Dawn, target the owls first, then clear out the NPCs. The NPCs also have broken AI, so you should be good for the most part. Wave 42, you want to swap Ardor Scream onto your hotbar, and you can just spam it whenever you have full ether. You want to treat the wave as if there were a bunch of Duke minions fighting you. You should be fine, because you deal enough damage to be able to health pack before you die. 43 is annoying, but you in general just want to range the Kyr's Brutes. Blinding Dawn is a great move that does that. It's also the main reason why I have a Wind Gem on Blinding Dawn. When you get grabbed, you can also pop Sacred Field during the grab to reduce its damage. Wave 45 is just humanoid NPCs. Here's the trick. When you parry their attacks, you want to respond with fast mantras. However, you want to delay them. Wait like 3/5 of a second before tossing it out. They just want to keep on swinging, so you're getting free damage off. I found that this works the best with Oxidizing Rush. Wave 46 is really dangerous. Stay close to the mechanism in case you get overwhelmed. Ideally, you wait for one of the guards to Blinding Dawn to grant you AP frames to deal with the carbuncles, but other than that, you just gotta pray for your M1s to go through. Once you get that done though, you could fight the guards with the same strategy as on Wave 45. Wave 47 is free, you just straight up spam M1. Wave 48 may seem a bit difficult, but you can pretty much guarantee a wave clear through doing the DPS combo on any mob. If you miss it though, you just pop Sacred. Also, the mobs on this wave deal a bunch of damage. Do not underestimate them. Wave 49 is a Bandit wave. This is where you want to take some time to prepare for Wave 50. Stall out all your cooldowns by running around. You want to wait out full reset in specific though, so you can Sacred Field whenever needed. And now for the big Wave 50. You really want to keep the objectives clear in your head. Your first priority is getting rid of the squibbos. Radiant Dawn is great for that because they get guard broken from it. Rinse and repeat, run away from all the mobs. You basically want to play for cooldowns. Once the squibbos are dead, you can consider the Wave 50 beaten already. Blinding Dawn, S-Hold, Metal Rain, free damage from afar. It's really not that difficult, being honest. Thank you for watching. I'm very sorry that y'all didn't get the project I promised y'all. Doing progs with multiple people is a bit difficult. There's like about 5 cancelled progs by now, and I've learned to not be too ambitious. I'm going to scale back on the projects for now. I'll be gone for the next 2 weeks, so I wanted to at least drop something to let y'all know that I exist. Don't worry though, the multi-progs will eventually return, just I'm burnt out from trying to do stuff that never really goes my way. Again, my apologies.